Has someone from your past ever told you that if they can't have you, nobody can? Well, this is one of those stories. For 11 years, Sam and April's marriage was the picture of happiness. Weekends filled with laughter, romantic date nights, cozy Netflix evenings, and celebrating milestones like birthdays and anniversaries. They built a life together rooted in love, trust, and shared dreams. Outside their marriage, they nurtured friendships with other young professionals, enjoyed couples' vacations, and felt secure in their bond. But everything changed the day Sam met Veronica. Veronica was no ordinary colleague, a Yale graduate, fluent in multiple languages, with an impressive resume that spanned continents and projects overseas. She was a top-tier architect, known for her brilliance and leadership. When Sam and Veronica teamed up on project after project, they quickly earned the nickname the Dream Team. Their collaboration was seamless, creative, innovative, and driven by mutual respect. At first, it was just professional, but as they spent more time together, something deeper began to stir. A spark, an undeniable chemistry. And suddenly, what was once a perfect marriage was teetering on the edge. April had grown used to Sam working late into the night. She understood the demands of his career and accepted the long hours as part of their life. But lately, something felt different. Their marriage had become predictable. No more morning kisses, no midday texts or lunches shared. The spark was fading. The intimacy they once cherished was all but gone. Sam barely looked April in the eyes anymore. The connection that once brought them close seemed distant, replaced by routine and silence. And despite the growing emptiness, up until that night, Sam had maintained his boundaries. He hadn't crossed any lines with Veronica, no matter how tempting. But one evening, everything changed. It was late at the office. Sam and Veronica were still working on a project, the glow of computer screens illuminating their faces. Veronica, ever confident, reached for a bottle of Chateau Savigon Blanc, a rare treat she kept in her office. "I know we're not supposed to drink on the job," she chuckled softly, "but I'm your supervisor, and it's after business hours." Her voice was playful, yet laced with a hint of mischief. As she poured the wine, soft R&B music began to drift from the Bose speakers mounted in the ceiling. The mellow beats filled the room, setting a sensual mood. Veronica slipped off her heels and, with a slow, deliberate movement, started to dance, a sultry, hypnotic dance to the music. Her hips swayed gracefully and she caressed her body, weaving her way around the office with seductive confidence. Sam watched, captivated. He couldn't look away. Veronica knew exactly what she was doing. Her eyes locked onto his, her movements designed to entice. She rubbed her hips, her hands trailing along her body as she danced closer and closer to him. The tension thickened. Veronica's dance was a deliberate invitation. Without a word, she closed the distance and pressed her lips to his in a passionate kiss. The boundaries melted away in that moment. One thing led to another. Clothes were slowly coming off, the air thick with desire and unspoken promises. Of course, that night was only the beginning. Their affair ignited a passionate flame that burned brighter with each passing day. Late nights, quick, steamy lunch dates, and out-of-town rendezvous, disguised as work trips, became the new normal. The secret meetings, the stolen moments, they all fueled the growing distance between Sam and April. April could see it clearly. Her marriage was all but over. The love, the connection, everything she once cherished was slipping away. Yet, Sam seemed indifferent. He was infatuated with Veronica. He barely spoke to April when he was home. He had already begun talks with a lawyer about divorce, planning to make sure she wouldn't take all of his assets in a lengthy, contentious battle. One night, feeling overwhelmed and desperate for a distraction, April's friend Chelsea called. She invited her to a karaoke party at the Grand Hotel downtown. At first, April hesitated. She wanted to hide away, drown her sorrows in silence. But Chelsea was relentless. urging her to get out, to do something that might temporarily take her mind off her sinking marriage. Reluctantly, April agreed. The hotel was lively, filled with laughter, music, and the clatter of glasses. April, meanwhile, couldn't really enjoy herself. Her mind kept drifting back to her marriage. The man that she loved no longer loved her and was obviously in love with someone else. Chelsea, noticing April's sad mood, encouraged her to participate in the karaoke contest. April knew she couldn't say no. Chelsea was insistent, and she knew that April loved to sing. It had always been her secret dream and passion. She used to sing in church as a girl, competed in talent shows, and was part of her high school chorus. With a deep breath, April stepped onto the stage and sang "This Girl Is on Fire" by Alicia Keys. As her voice filled the room, something shifted inside her. When she finished, the crowd erupted, standing ovations, whistles, cheers, and applause. April felt a rush of warmth and pride she hadn't experienced in a long time. For a moment, she was appreciated, seen, valued. Not even her husband had given her that kind of attention lately. That night, beneath the bright lights of the Grand Hotel, April rediscovered a spark within herself, one that no affair or heartbreak could easily extinguish. But her newfound confidence and popularity at the hotel soon took an unexpected turn. April's performances became the talk of the town. 2 nights a week, she was back on stage, her voice mesmerizing the crowd. Among the audience was the hotel's charming DJ, a man known for knowing how to make a girl feel special. One night after her performance, April received a text from the DJ. "You were amazing last night. I hope you come back." The only problem with this text is that eventually Sam would read it and take it out of context. April was surprised but thrilled by the text. She had never expected such a message, but it made her feel alive again. Night after night, her performances grew more popular, and the crowd grew larger each night. And April began to embrace her new identity, confident, admired, and free. Meanwhile, Sam's obsession grew darker. One evening, he unlocked April's phone and began scrolling through her messages. He saw a message from the DJ. "April, you are amazing. I don't know if anyone has ever told you that you are beautiful and gifted. Last night was mind-blowing. Please, please come back next week." Sam's stomach sank. The words hit him like a punch. His mind raced. He thought April was having an affair with the DJ. The pieces clicked into place. Her frequent nights at the hotel, her new outfits, the mysterious messages. Jealousy and insecurity seized him. Despite his own secret affair with Veronica, he felt a burning rage and fear that April was unfaithful, having a secret affair and meeting with a mysterious man every week. Deep down in Sam's heart, he felt that if he couldn't have April, nobody could. But Sam's jealousy was rooted not just in suspicion, but in his own guilt and insecurities. His affair with Veronica was spiraling out of control, yet he was terrified that April's newfound confidence and her new look and secret meetings were a sign she was moving on without him. In the tumult of his own betrayal, Sam decided to leave. Without warning, he moved out of their condo and into Veronica's apartment. The heartbreak of abandonment was bitter. He thought he was doing it to show April that he didn't need her in his life anymore. But it was really out of guilt, jealousy, and a desperate need to feel in control. Shortly after they moved in together, both Sam and Veronica were abruptly fired from the firm for misconduct. Their late-night escapades, the sex, the drinking, Everything had been recorded by security cameras and sent to the Los Angeles headquarters. Veronica, thanks to her extensive network and reputation, quickly found a new job at another architectural firm within weeks. But Sam, with no such connections or reputation, was blackballed. No firm would hire him. He was left with nowhere to go, no job, and no money to afford another apartment. Humbled and broken, Sam found himself stranded. Out of the kindness of her heart, April withdrew money and helped him secure a modest new apartment. The gesture shocked him, something he once admired in April, her kindness and loyalty. Sitting in his new empty apartment, Sam realized how far he had fallen and how much he longed to undo his mistakes. In that moment of humility, he made a decision. He would do whatever it took to win April's heart back. Not out of pride, not out of guilt, but because deep down he still loved her, despite everything. He knew he had to fight for her trust, even if it meant facing his own demons. April, however, stood firm. She had seen the betrayal, the secrets, the broken promises. Though she still loved him, she couldn't forget the pain. Trust was shattered beyond repair. She was willing to forgive, but not to forget. She chose her own path, one of healing, independence, and self-love without Sam. April knew it was time to build a life on her own. She told Sam she loved him, but she could never trust him again. And April and Sam went their separate ways. And so, their paths diverged, each carrying the scars of their choices. Love, betrayal, pride, and redemption intertwined in a story that was far from over. Each of them seeking their own way forward, hoping that someday, forgiveness and understanding might find a place in their lives again. Sometimes life takes us down unexpected paths, paths filled with heartache, regret, and difficult choices. But even in the darkest moments of betrayal and loss, there is always a chance for renewal. Healing begins with acknowledgement, forgiveness, and a willingness to grow beyond our mistakes. Sam and April's story shows us that love is complex and imperfect. It teaches us that true strength lies in recognizing our flaws, owning our mistakes, and having the courage to start anew, even if that means walking separate paths.
I don't know what it is that you've done to me, but it's caused me to act in such a crazy way. What